So we're going to jump in today. I want to talk about the 6 phases of mastery. 6 phases of mastery. When we want to master something, become truly a master in a certain skill set, right? There's actually different phases that you go through before you actually master it. And this could be anything in your life. This can be, hey, I want to be a workout fiend. I want to be the best at working out. My body is my temple. Unlike myself, I treat my body more like an amusement park, right? So what do you want to master? And what are some key elements in your business that you want to master, right? And I'm going to use the simplest one, which would be the hours of power. We all know that we need to spend time communicating with people, connecting with people, and having conversations with people about buying and selling real estate. So we're going to talk about that, but the phases is for anything that you want to master. So the first phase, write this down, is the formulation phase. The formulation phase. So what's in this phase? This is where you create a clear and visual for your goals. It's like clear as day, this is what I want. So create a clear vision for your goals. This is what I want to achieve, right? The formulation phase is where you make the decision of what it is that you want. Right? You're also going to create a step-by-step plan to achieve those goals, right? You look into who needs to be involved in getting you to this goal, right? And this is key because you can't do it alone. So who needs to be involved for you to achieve your goal? Whatever that may be. And again, it needs to be clear, right? And then the next thing we have to do in this phase is we need to let people know about it, right? We need to let people know our intention on this, right? Make that announcement, make your intention to anybody and everybody regarding your goal. Now, for some of you, you're like, what? I got some, I don't really have a lot of cheerleaders around me, right? I work in a real estate office. We're not really cheerleaders here, right? Well, at the end of the day, those folks will keep you on track. Those folks, those ones like, hey, are you still in coaching? How do you do those hours of power, right? Those agents that, kind of get underneath your skin, right? When you announce that this is what you're going to do, that will hold you accountable because you want to prove them wrong. You want to prove it to them that, yeah, this does work. Yes, I do work. Yes, will achieve my goals. All right. So the first phase is the formulation. Once we have this and we're happy with it, next we go into number 2, which is the concentration phase. Concentration phase. Now, it takes some time to develop habits, right? We've heard in the past, it took 21 days to create a habit. This was coined by Tony Robbins. It's actually incorrect, right? He was taking this information from a doctor that dealt with burn victims, and what he misquoted the doctor. The doctor was basically saying that it takes 21 days for people to accept their new look, not necessarily 21 days to create a habit. However, Boston University did do a study on this and found out that on average, it takes anywhere between 86 to 92 days to create a habit. So that being said, we need to create a habit. It's going to take 90 days. So start taking action because it's going to take 90 days for you to have in that concentration stage, right? This is where you work your plan. Right? You could make some small changes to the plan, but not massive changes, right? This is where you get the ball rolling. It's consistency. It's making that decisive action is key in this phase, right? You're going to be doing a lot of work and with no results. And this is why it's a really important phase of this, because you're going to be doing the thing, doing the grind and not really seeing the results. Right? You're going to wonder and question whether or not this is working, right? This is like a comparison would be a hamster on a wheel. You just keep doing it, keep working, keep pushing, right? That is the analogy behind this. It's the concentration stage. Remember, we talk about this all the time. What you do today, you're going to notice the results of it 90 days from now. And what you're getting right now is based upon what you did 90 days ago, right? We know this, right? However, when you put it into practice, you're going to question. The doubt's going to come up. Keep pushing, keep focusing. All right. Third phase, write this down, is the momentum phase, right? Now, this phase here, this stage can take a lot of time. It can take like 2 to 6 years before moving on to the next phase, or moving to the next stage. See, this is the phase where you learn a few tricks. You start to notice some efficiencies, right? We're not cutting corners, but we're noticing that momentum that's happening. This is the stage that we finally see some results, right? This is the stage we're starting to see some really good results, right? Now, following this stage is going to be the stabilization, but I want to mention to you, there are certain things that can kill your momentum. So write these down. These are momentum killers. Okay, momentum killers. Number one would be you don't have any systems or lack of structure in what it is that you want to achieve. Again, going back to the step-by-step plan, you still need to have some sort of systems and structure to that plan. The second thing that can kill momentum would be your ego. Right? Be very careful with your ego, right? Tom talks about how your brain is like a drunk monkey, right? Don't give in to your brain. Don't give in to your drunk monkey. This is your ego. This will kill your momentum. And the last thing that can kill momentum is when you start to slow down on your growth, when you start to stop what it is that you're doing. Okay, you know what got you there. Don't stop. Don't push. This is why I keep pushing. In the fourth quarter, the theme is the push. Keep pushing, right? This is part of your growth. Yes, it sucks to be making calls just before Christmas. Yes, you start having these thoughts like, hey, I don't want to be too busy because I want to take time off. I get that a lot right now. It's like, Danny, I don't want to make my calls simply because I'm taking time off on, December the 23rd, and I don't want to have any appointments that time. I'm like, well, to be honest with you, what you do today is for 90 days from now. It's not for next week or not for 2 weeks from now. So keep making the calls. Even on December the 23rd, that's a work day for you. You make your calls, right? You keep pushing, right? So that is the third phase, which is momentum. Fourth, we call this one stabilization. Okay. Fourth is stabilization. And this is where there's that repetitive boredom that you have, like where you don't actually care anymore. You're just doing the activity, right? You're making your prospecting calls for new business. This just becomes that repetitious boredom that we talk about, where it's like no brainer. Okay, I just do it, right? And you don't actually care. And this is really key when you're doing your hours of power, because some of us are like, what do they think of me? I don't know. Is this a good lead? I don't know, right? Should I do this? Should I do that? See, that all that stuff goes away because now it becomes just automatic. It's like, make the calls. I gotta talk to people. And then boom, I got a lead, right? And then leads aside, make the calls, keep making the calls. I don't stop what I'm doing, where that's problematic. If you found the lead and you're like, oh, I got to go now search some stuff for them, do this, send it out to them. Like, no, what would you do that for? Finish your calls. Finish the time allotted. Finish how many conversations you need to have. We talked about the 5-5-4. Finish that. There's no need to go back and start working on that with that lead, right? That's not the goal here, right? So when you're in stabilization, that doesn't even come to mind anymore. You're just doing it. It's very automated. The consistency is there. The organization and the constant planning, you start tweaking things now because you keep growing. And this phase right there, stabilization, is where you have massive results. This is where you start to get into, I make my calls. I talk to 50 people. Damn, I got a deal. Okay, 50 more, another deal, 50 more, another deal, 50, another deal, right? This is where it really stabilizes and you understand, hey, You don't have to change what's working here. You know what is working for you, and you keep working it. All right. Number 5, phase number 5, we call it the breakthrough stage, right? And this is going to blow your mind. When you get to the breakthrough stage, this is the stage where suddenly or unexpectedly, there's a massive burst of results. And you're looking at this and it's like, the effort putting forward is not equaling the results. Your results are way higher than the effort that's in there, right? And this is an amazing stage. This is the breakthrough stage. This is where you now have to kind of revamp. It's like, all right, I need to change a little bit. I need to maybe add some more staff. I need to maybe hire another assistant, right? Everything starts to speed up, right? You start to look at it and say, okay, we need to now add in some more stuff. Now, when you go through the breakthrough stage, and many of you have been there, you're like, oh, Danny, I'm getting calls from my social media. It's blowing up. I keep getting these calls. I'm really busy. I now have to add in some more team members because I don't have enough time in the day to handle all these leads coming in. See, that's a breakthrough stage. And what ends up happening is because you start adding more elements to it, you start adding more things to help you deal with all this business that's going on. We now have to step back and go into stabilization, right? Because you need to stabilize. You can't keep moving forward, right? You see this in your business where, hey, my database is just taking off. I'm getting a lot of business from my database, right? I can't handle this, but I'm not able to, because of all the business, do the touches that's necessary for my database. So then I introduce some automation. I introduce perhaps a slide broadcast to send out my voicemail. I introduce a company that's going to do all my marketing and send out to my database. See, you introducing something to help you in that breakthrough. But now you have to step back and watch. Is this working? Is the stabilization here? Because now we're in stabilization, and that's what happens. Now, the last stage, number 6, we call it the mastery stage. And it's nearly impossible. Only about a handful or a very small percentage of people actually reach this phase, right? You've heard in the past, it's like the rule of 10,000. You do something for 10,000 hours, right? And you become a master of something, right? And that's referenced a lot, but to be honest with you, very few of us get there. This is the excellence in is being achieved, right? You do nothing and everything is occurring for you, right? Everything is delegated for you. The business has its own life, right? Everything's done by people that are better than you at doing it, right? That's the mastery stage, right? That's the stage. Now, what stage do we look at for the mastery stage? When we are coaching our clients, there's a point in your business where you're like, hey, I'm going to sell my business now. And from my business, I'll get X amount from it. And then I'll get a referral fee for every transaction for the next 5 years. See, that's achieving mastery, because now you're not doing anything and you're getting a paycheck for it, right? So folks, this is the 6 steps, 6 phases of mastery. Does anyone have any questions regarding this? No? You guys good? All right. Does anyone have any specific topics that you want me to discuss on our on these calls? Please fire off an email, text me, whatever you want. Let me know. Talk to your team lead. Say, hey, I would really like to see something on this. Let me know, because I love to cater towards what it is that you guys want right now. All right. So if that's the case, okay, please unmute yourselves. Everyone unmute themselves, right? Oh, baby, it's Tuesday. It is Tuesday, right? It is Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. All right, guys, what day is today?
Money making day.
That's right. It's a money making day. So what do you need to do to get you into that mastery level, to start working and moving the needle so that all of you can become masters of your domain? You guys are awesome. I'll talk to you real soon. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Danny.